Hi there, this is Amber Parrott from Morgan James Publishing, and today I have the privilege of speaking with Grace Ann, the author of The Winter Elf. Grace, thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Now, I do want to dive in and ask you some questions about your book. So, what
hmm
is the story about in The Winter Elf?
Okay. So, Winter Elf. Um, the story follows a young girl whose mother is in the hospital during the holidays, and she's struggling with that reality of kind of getting overlooked in the bustle and worry of the family.
Sure.
And in an effort to try to figure out how she, a child, can help, she decides to just stay quiet and not bother anybody with any of her worries and fears over her mom's illness or anything else. Um, but one night, an elf shows up in her backyard, and through kind of a magical night of enchantment, she's able to learn through him the power and the importance of moving towards her grief in order to be able to receive healing
Yeah,
and to be able to come out on the other side of trials stronger for them.
I love that. That's beautiful. So, what does this story provide for families?
Primarily, I want to provide for families a point of connection, a time when the family can kind of gather together and they can share a common experience. And the story is very much one that elicits all of the five senses in the way the wording goes, and certainly in a introductory letter to grown-ups at the beginning. It's really encouraging families to pay attention to all the different settings and the atmosphere that you create.
Yeah.
So yeah, so through that, you kind of able to open up imagination in children and in families and get the excitement going, provide them a common point of connection, and through the story, open up the floor for conversation so that hopefully if families are in the middle of hard times right now, or even if they come into a hard time later, they're able to go back to that and they're able to feel like they can more freely process these kinds of things because the conversation's already open now.
Yeah, that's so sweet that, it's not just a story that, in and of itself, it's a good story, but it also provides opportunities to have conversations about some challenging things that, bridges the gap between different age groups. So that's very cool. So,
Thank
yeah, what kind of impact do you hope this book brings to families?
By and large, I really hope that it will help bring story time back more and help teach families more creative ways of doing it. Because oftentimes we're not quite sure how to read a story properly, and we've got picture books or something like that, and so it's just read what's right there on the page and try to get the child to go to sleep and read as many stories as it takes to bore them to sleep. And there's really a responsibility to inspire your child through the stories that you're reading them and how you're reading them.
Yeah.
Really get their imagination going, and that can carry in through the child's play and their interactions with other people. Um, so yeah, really, really inspiring families to be able to use this kind of as a springboard into really, uh, approaching story time more intentionally
Yeah.
and really thinking carefully about what kind of books, what kind of stories do they want their family to share.
That's so precious. Well, thank you so much. And before we close, I do want to ask, where can viewers at home connect with you?
Yeah, so first and foremost, people can connect with me on my website at thewinterelf.com. But they can also follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Grace Ann Originals.
Awesome. Thank you again, Grace. Congratulations on the release of The Winter Elf. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, viewers at home. Be sure to grab a copy of The Winter Elf wherever books are sold.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.